Welcome to Nature of Chemistry. I want you to write the notes that are in orange and the vocab words that are in pink. So why might this creature interest you if you were a chemist? Well, this little creature, his name is fugu, and he is a pufferfish, and he is a sushi delicacy that can also be lethal. He has a pufferfish toxin called tetrodotoxin, and the scientists have found a way to put it to good use to where it can treat severe pain in cancer patients. Basically, it blocks the pain receptors, and so they can't feel pain, is how this toxin works. Well, why does that matter? We're going to see in a moment. So what is chemistry? Why is the scope of chemistry so vast? Well, chemistry is matter. Matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. Some examples are the trees, the water, and the buildings in this picture. Chemistry answers many questions you have about the world that we live in. The definition of chemistry is the study of the composition of matter and the changes that matter undergoes. Chemistry affects all aspects of life, and most natural events are because of living and non-living things made of matter. So what is wrong with an advertisement for juice drinks that claims that the juice is all natural and free of chemicals? Well, I just said that everything is made of matter, and matter is chemistry. So the reason that would be incorrect is because everything is made of matter. So everything contains chemicals, even if it's an all-natural product, like an advertisement could claim. All natural products are still made of chemicals. So I'm going to talk about the 5 areas of study. There are 5 main types of chemistry. The first one is organic chemistry. That's my specialty, Miss Applegate. The second one is inorganic chemistry. The third one is biochemistry, which is what Miss Levesque's specialty is. Number 4 is analytical chemistry. And number 5 is physical chemistry. Let's start with organic chemistry. So most chemicals found in organisms contain carbon. Organic chemistry is the study of all chemicals containing carbon. Organic chemistry also has other elements involved, like hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, but the main element for organic chemistry is carbon. So organic chemists developed new lightweight plastics for flying discs. And plastics are made of a polymer called polyethylene, which is the most common type of plastic in the world. A polymer is just a bunch of different smaller units that make one large unit. So it's just a bunch of little small molecules that make something large. And then it also is, organic chemists also could develop artificial flavors for cooking or baking. So this image that I have here for you is an organic compound, and it's known as an ester. And the common name for this is a strawberry aldehyde, which is how you get artificial strawberry flavoring. This is the chemical formula for that, for artificial strawberry flavoring. So those are 2 common uses for organic chemists. Inorganic chemistry does not use carbon. So inorganic chemistry is the study of chemicals that generally do not contain carbon. Inorganic chemists would study the chemical makeup of different types of rocks or make metal materials that provide structural parts for buildings. So in this picture, here's sodium and chlorine, and this will make more sense later on in the year, but take a minute to look at that cartoon. It's funny. Biochemistry is the study of processes that take place in living organisms. And in this picture here, it's showing you the inside of a muscle. So a biochemist would study the contraction of a muscle. And the reason that you might think that that's biology or anatomy, but the reason that involves chemistry as well is without the release of calcium ions, which you see here, there's little calcium ions, the muscle wouldn't be able to contract. Biochemists would study how energy is used for the contraction of muscles or the process of electron transport chain in plants. So you should have learned about this last year in biology. Analytical chemistry is the study of quantitative composition of matter. What is everything made up of? Analytical chemists would measure the level of pollution in the air or the amount of acid in the ocean. So keyword here is amount. Analytical chemists are going to measure the amount of something, or what is it made up of. The last one is physical chemistry. Physical chemistry is the study of mechanisms and rates that occur when matter undergoes a change. Physical chemists would study how a catalyst could affect the rate of photosynthesis, which you learned last year, or how many calories, energy, are in your favorite foods. So a catalyst is going to speed up a reaction, and so that would change the rate or how fast. Now the boundaries between all 5 of these areas are not firm. A chemist can work in more than one area of chemistry at any given time. For example, an organic chemist uses analytical chemistry to determine the composition of an organic chemical. So the composition is how much or what is it made of. And so if an organic chemist is trying to decide, like let's say a Frisbee, for example, like the previous example, is trying to decide what is the Frisbee made of, that would be using analytical chemistry in that organic compound. Now let's go back to our pufferfish. Why would you study a pufferfish as a biochemist? What if you were an organic chemist? Well, a biochemist would study the pufferfish to determine how its toxin acts on the human body. And an organic chemist might study the chemical makeup of the pufferfish toxin to see if it contains carbon. And tetrodotoxin, it does contain carbon, so it is a carbon compound. But a biochemist or an organic chemist might be interested in the toxin, the interest is in different ways. So which area of study would you use to determine the components of an unknown liquid? The key word here is components. Components. You said analytical chemistry. You are correct. Okay. So that is the end of Intro to Chemistry. I went over 5 areas of chemistry, talked about what is chemistry, what is the definition, and told you that chemistry is matter and the ways that matter undergoes a change. Let us know if you have any questions. Thank you.